This is Janie. Welcome back to the Crafting Bookworm. I have flip through for you. Okay, welcome back everyone. If you're new here, welcome. I appreciate you guys so very much. So yeah, I've got a flip through here for you. Now I've been working on these journals. Now this one I have not embellished yet. These are both coffee journals, okay? They're made with the same kits. So this one, like I said, is not embellished. I just have the pages sewn in and that sort of thing. So we'll have a flip through of that when it's finished. But I want to talk about this journal right here. I went over to Natasha at Treasure Books, and she had this brand new journal style, and I wanted to watch it because it was super easy and all of this. Now this is not exactly super new to me. The process was a little bit different. Let me explain that. This right here, this is a glue journal. Now, a glue journal is different from a glue book. A glue book is where you're taking images and you're collaging them into another book. Okay, that's glue books. I really don't have a feel for glue books. It's not something that interests me, but I wanted to clarify the difference between glue journal and glue book. Glue journal is the style, okay? This is a glue journal. One day I was just sitting in my craft room and had some scrapbook paper, cardstock scrapbook paper, and was considering, you know, can we fold these and glue them front to back? And you can, and that's what this is right here. So there's lots of cons, and there are some pros. Pros is you get your entire image. It's just, that's your whole piece of scrapbook paper there. Now, if you use a digital kit, then you would get the whole view of the image for the digital kit. And so, yeah, you got full images and not separate signatures, and they're all just glued together. One of the cons, though, is you can only decorate so much before it gets like this. As you can see, it's kind of ballooned out. So you got to be careful with how much, you know, you put into it. Now, we're not talking about this journal. I just wanted to clarify glue journal for you guys. If you've been watching me for a while, you already know what a glue journal is. There are benefits to it, but there's also non-benefits to it. So then I was watching this one by Natasha. This is kind of the same idea. Okay, now I did some things differently than what Natasha did, like, you know, when we come to the spine of it. Now this one, as you can see, has separate signatures, where this one, you can see, is just all the pages glued together, okay? But this one has separate signatures, which I liked that idea. So you get your signature pages all together, okay, whatever you're going to put in the journal, which again is a con for this style, because in this style journal you can't really put book pages in there or half pages or what have you, because for one, you have to have cardstock if you're gluing them completely together. So all these pages are very stiff, because if you do regular paper, then it's going to be all wavy. And my sister did one with just paper, and she said it was a mess. So it has to be cardstock if you're doing this style of journal. With this, the pro is that's not true, because you can use any kind of papers, anything you want, because you put those signatures together, individual signatures. You stitch them, you staple them, or you can use string. She had one where you can use string, which I really wouldn't want to use string because I'd be afraid that that would start wearing on the papers. You know, like when you do a journal that's elastic bound, you've got eyelets and you got the metal in there, so the eyelet or that is, you know, moving against those metal eyelets, not your papers. So I would be afraid of doing the string method. Now I did, while watching, I just had papers on my desk. This was for when I was doing the Golden Glow, and I put 10 pages together and I stapled them, which was pretty easy. I just stapled on my self-sealing mat. But then you got to push these down, and the thought I had about this was I would be afraid that those staples would shift and open up, and or the papers would tear on them or something over time. I mean, that could be the case with anything, really. So if you'd rather do a staple method like Natasha shows, you just open the bottom of your stapler, and then you just like this, okay, if you don't have a long reach stapler. That was another method, and of course the other method was doing the 3-hole pamphlet stitch, which is what I did on these signatures. Now, when you're putting these signatures together, you have to have an individual cover for each signature that is made out of cardstock. I think you guys know where I'm going here with this. So the cardstock would be on the outside of this, and then this cardstock will be glued to the cardstock of the second one, and you got to get them really even, and then from the second to the third to the fourth, so they're all connected together. And then you would connect your cover the same way. So that is it in a nutshell. I will link to Natasha's video down in the comments so that you guys can go visit that tutorial. I can also do a tutorial myself if you guys would like that, because I'm doing this again. I'm doing another little journal like this, and I'm thinking of making it and having a giveaway on it. But I'm not going to tell you what the theme of that is. It's been a kit. It's a kit that I've had forever, and I've really been wanting to use it. So I'm probably gonna make another one of these, and so if you want that to be a process video, let me know in the comments here and we will do it together, and then that journal will be a giveaway journal. Okay, so now for this beauty. This is the other coffee journal. Like you saw, I'm going to be doing the regular one as well, which is this one. Okay, they've used the same kits. Okay, I got the same kits in both this journal and this one. There's a couple extra kits because one was the cardstock. I wanted different covers for each one other than the kits that I used, which were Pixie Tail Treasury. So I wanted to use a different kit for those covers, and then for journal cards and stuff, that was a different kit. And then there's backgrounds that was from another one. All of these are going to be linked down in the description box, you guys, and you can follow all these Etsy shops that I used for this. There's many to mention. So anyway, so this is it. As you can see, I didn't do too bad. It didn't get too gator mouthed, and I gotta tell you that there's not a whole lot inside, because you still, even though you got the loose pages, you're still bound by the glue. You're bound by the spine. So the more you put in, the wider this is going to get. So there's not a whole lot. There are pockets. There are journal cards. I did not make tags with little extra things and stuff. I didn't want it to get too bulky. Now, whoever ends up with this journal can always take all of the journaling cards out and use them as needed, or use the pockets for their own things. But yeah, so it's not overly embellished. We'll just say that. Okay, so we got this really pretty fabric here. I bought a pack of it. This was in it. This fabric was in it. And there was a couple fabrics. I sent one to my two sisters, so they each got one, and it was like a coffee set. And I got these because I really wanted to do another coffee journal. I made a coffee journal and it sold, and I wanted to do some more. So I know I am just babbling here. Okay, so I used this brown trim. If you remember, this brown trim I had used on a journal, a surprise journal I made for Bobby, and I thought it was perfect. So it's here and here. And there's the back. These have been both sealed, the front and back. We got the nameplate. It was the nameplate, or it was going to be those little corners like you see on these corners here. When you're doing like a paper style cover, it's harder to get regular corners to clamp on them like they clamp on fabric. And the fabric, this is the reason why I don't cut my corners off. I just fold them over and glue them down because I want that thickness for the corners to be able to cling to something. So these are a little bit harder to put those on there because it's not as thick as what the fabric one is. Okay, we got this sheer chiffon ribbon for our closure. It's like in a pretty caramel color. Okay, let's go to the inside. Now, here's something else to tell you about glue journals. They will lay completely flat, which is another pro. So if you're like writing on a page, they're completely flat. Okay. Same with this one. The whole journal, no matter where you're at in it, is going to be completely flat. And then something else that tip she gave is when you're gluing these together, you don't glue. Well, this one got glued a little bit further up, but you don't glue really far in because you want that expansion. So you don't glue all the way to the edges of that. Okay. You can watch her video and you'll see the whole process. Okay. The kits were fabulous. All of the kits. Lots of writing in this journal, you guys. This is the only one of my coffee dyed that I put a pocket on. The rest of them are all plain, but I didn't want to cover this, so I put it on there. And that's a book one. Book page pocket, and we got a really cool sticker on there. They're fussy cuts, and I put it on sticker paper, and they were amazing, you guys. Like I said, linked down below. Here we got the pull down for writing. There's another one of the really cool stickers, and the back side. Also, the definitions, coffee definitions. This is Americano that I put on that journal card. Here I took some coffee dyed paper and glued it down and put another sticker on there. Like I said, lots of writing in this journal. I love this one. Makes you want a coffee, doesn't it? I love the writing pages that have just these irregular lines. Okay, so I will use both because like this is, very straight. These are very irregular, and I just think that just gives the page more interest. And so you got this whole complete writing space there, the inside. Look at this cafe, how cool that is. And there's plenty of places in here for whoever gets it to play if they want. Just keep in mind how much you're putting in it, because that is one of the restrictions to this style of journal. It was really a lot of fun to put this one together. Okay, so here is our first one with the cardstock. Okay, this was the back cover of the first signature, the first cover of the second signature, and they get glued together, and you got to make sure you get those edges lined up. Okay, and then there's a pocket on there. And then a pocket there. I really like this one with all the coffee cups. How cool is that? This right here, I was watching Brenda one day, and she was using 6x6 papers, and she was making all these different pockets because Brenda loves pockets. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this style one. And what I did, though, was I wanted it to be a bigger pocket so it doesn't look lost on a page. So I did a piece of scrapbook paper, and I cut it down to an 8x8 and made this pocket, and then attached it so there's a pocket in the back. And so all these pockets you get here, you get a pocket right here, okay, and then you get a pocket right here, or two individual sides, however you want to do it. And then there's a pocket here as well. Oh, let me see if I can get that in there. There we go. Yeah, thought it was really cute. Put another one of those stickers here, sticker here. Loved how that turned out. Another nice writing space there. And I did this in another journal, as you guys know if you watched. And this opens up for so much more writing. We got a really cute sticker down here. I really love this idea. Just had a sheet, just folded it in half and said, hey, we don't even have to seal that. We can just have that flap open for writing. It works very well. As you can see, lots of pages that are empty. More so in the last two signatures, because this one has 4. Now these right here, Diane was making, and I did it differently. She had it where she's got 2 separate pieces, and then she puts a tab that connects the 2 pieces, and then inside she puts a little writing tablet. Well, mine is all one piece, and I just put the tab on it, and then I just put one piece of paper on the inside, glued it down for more writing space. I really liked her idea of the tab on the top of it so that it sticks out from the journal. Added some stickers on the front and back. Really turned out cute. Oops. Here's 2 corner tucks on both of them, and it is the print, so you get your whole image there. Now, another thing, which I didn't do on this one, is when you do this style journal, you can take these ties, and I didn't do it. One, I figured I was going to put some little tabs or something on the inside of this. I still might. I don't know yet if I'm going to. So I kept the ties on the inside so I could put like the little discs of coffee cups or something hanging on the inside. But what you can do is when you're sewing these signatures together, you start on the outside. So you just have the line. You don't have the bow on the inside. The bow would be on the outside. Or you wouldn't even bow it. You would just cut the strips in. I think Natasha taped them down to the cardstock before she glued them together. So you can have the bows not even be here. you'll just have this and the tie will be in the back side and you won't even see it. But look at how flat this lays open. It's just amazing. I love this print too. And I will probably be doing more of these journals just because I love the style. I love the laying flat, because when I write in my journal, you're getting those big fat journals and you're trying to write and you're tipped like this because it's so fat here. This is such a nice way to have a journal where it's completely flat. You see lots of space here to play, to write. You could add paper to some of these printed ones and glue them down. I just didn't want to do all of it because I want whoever gets it to be able to make it their own. I love this one. We have this little girl here with the coffee cup. It says brew. That was fun to put together. And again, that was the clip art. I'll put the name of that so you know the difference right here on the screen who had all the clip art. It was beautiful. And putting any clip art on the matte sticker paper is amazing. Here's another one of the attachment. This one down here says roast, and it gives you the meaning. I put the bigger ones in these side tucks just for more writing, because there's a lot of writing space there and on the back. And I didn't add a lot to them. Like I said, I didn't want the bulk. Pretty print right there. I did another writing sheet here. Here's another one. And you can put them in there however you want. Everybody's made, you know, the over the page tags. This has just got, you know, like I said, I watched Diane's video and really liked the idea of the tabs at the top. But in this journal, you can put the tabs on the sides of the pages if you want. As you can see, lots of writing space. Here's the center. And we got 2 more of these big journal cards. I can't remember getting all these journal cards and stuff, thinking, please don't get fat. Please don't get fat. Because they are so much fun to make. Really love it. I might have to make one of these for myself. I think for my December daily this year, it's going to be this style with the really flat pages. Because really, I write in it and I may put some pictures. So I don't really have to worry about it getting too chunky. Here is a belly band, which I really like that on there. And I put on frothy. And then this journal card has espresso. And here is the next one right here. Next connection. And they're great places to put pockets and stuff on them. And we're in the final signature. And then here's the final one of these. I can open it. Got some little coffee beans down there. And then you can arrange these on your pages how you want so that your tabs are in different places. I don't know yet if I'm going to use paper clips on these or not. This isn't going to be listed in my Etsy shop until I get the other one done. But if you are interested in this journal, you can always send me a email. Really like this one. I thought it really matched this pocket well. And this one says barista. And even when you get to the lower side of it, it's still pretty flat. I love that. In the center, again, we've got another couple of the big cards. Love this. Again, from that fussy cut kit that I put on the sticker paper. It says cafe. Love that. We got the backs. And you know, all of these coffee dye pages can be wrote on. And you've probably seen a lot of the pockets with the trim on there. That's like my new favorite crochet trim, which it's almost gone now. I think it came from Walmart or Hobby Lobby. Maybe even Joann. No, that might have been what I got from Joann when we went. Because of the sale. And the last. And there it is, you guys. There is this coffee journal. So it's really a great style. Make sure you go over there and visit Natasha so you can watch her idea of making this. And I absolutely love it. It's amazing. Let me know, you guys, what you think of it. Let me also know if you'd like me to do a process video on the next one that I make, and I can surely do that. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.